Good day and welcome to my channel. My name is Rhod Mackenzie, and today I want to talk about in Russia how one industrial sector has consistently outperformed all the other major sectors of the economy in terms of its growth as part of the country's GDP over the past 5 years. So what are the reasons behind this spectacular growth and immense contribution to the growth in GDP? Well, this is the information technology industry sector. Moreover, discussions regarding the most effective methods of calculating its contribution to the national economy do not negate the fact that it's the most rapidly expanding sector. So what's the current true state of the economic contribution of the IT sector to the Russian economy? Well, according to the Ministry of Digital Development, Communications and Mass Media, the IT industry has led all major sectors of the Russian economy in terms of its growth and contribution to the GDP of Russia over the past 5 years. Now, according to the ministry, the industry's share of GDP is expected to double in 2025 compared to 2019. Now, its contribution to GDP in 2025 is estimated at 2.5%. Now, last year, the figure stood at 2.3%, while sales of proprietary IT solutions increased by more than 45%, exceeding 4.5 trillion rubles, or about $53 billion. Now, the industries have seen a significant increase in the number of people employed, with the number of employees doubling over the past 5 years. By 2025, the end of, the industry is expected to exceed over 1 million employees. Now, before I continue, many of you watching this video are not subscribers to my channel. So if you found this video informative, interesting and mentally stimulating, then please hit the subscribe button and also click on the alert bell so you get notified when I post a new video. Plus, if you would like to support me, you can make a donation by clicking on the thanks button at the bottom right hand side of the screen, or by clicking on the Buy Me a Coffee link below in the credits. All donations are very welcome and I thank you all in advance. Anyway, estimates of the industry's contribution to the country's GDP vary. While the Ministry of Digital Development estimates 2.5%, the Deputy Prime Minister and the Government Chief of Staff, a chap named Dmitry Grigorenko, recently stated that Russian IT companies contribute around 6% to the country's GDP. So why is there such a discrepancy in the estimated contribution of the IT industry to the country's GDP? Well, the Ministry of Digital Development, Communications and Mass Media has estimated the IT industry's contribution by dividing the total revenue of the companies with the relevant OCVED code by Russia's GDP. Now, an OCVED code is a code from the Russian National Classifier of Economic Activities, OCVED. It's a system used to classify different types of economic activity. So these codes are assigned when registering a business sector to identify its main and also additional activities for statistical and administrative purposes. For example, a company operating in the restaurant and catering sector would be assigned an OCVED code like 56.10. So the result is 4.5 million rubles for the IT sector, and that's a conservative approach to evaluating the IT industry's contribution. Meanwhile, of course, IT products are also created by companies registered in other industries. These include, obviously, the fuel and energy sector, banking, retail, transportation, mechanical engineering, etc., explains Leonid Delitsyn, who's an analyst at FG Finam. Now, the analyst has already confirmed that Deputy Prime Minister Dmitry Grigorenko uses the calculations of added value of IT products created by all companies, including those of other OCVED codes. Now, the ongoing debate surrounding the accurate definition and size of the IT industry is always going to be a complex one, with each approach having its own set of advantages and disadvantages. Dalitzen's statement on the matter is as follows. He says, as Deputy Prime Minister Grigorenko himself explains, previously there was no reliable and unified model for assessing the industry that would show the true picture and its dynamics. We've presented an approach that was informed by departmental data on accredited IT companies. Now, this information has been verified by businesses and specialised institutes. Now, accordingly, the IT industry's contribution to Russia's GDP in terms of gross value added amounted to 6%. Now, this is obviously significantly higher than previously presented estimates because they didn't include data on the large technology companies with non-core OCVED codes, companies like Wildberries or Uzon. See, while the IT industry does not yet play a dominant role in the economy structure, it's clearly striving to do so. I mean, in Russia, currently manufacturing accounts for the largest share of total added value, and that accounts for 14.1%. Wholesale and retail trade is the second largest sector, accounting for 13.3% of the total. Real estate transactions rank third with 11.7% share. Mining and the accompanying sector are fourth, accounting for 10.2% of the total. Public administration and social security rank among the top five, 9.7%, according to Dalitzen. Now, the data presented here is actually sourced from the Rosstat statistics for the first half of 2025. However, it should be noted that almost all of these industries contribute to the development of the IT sector, which is growing by double digits year on year. I mean, Grigorenko anticipates that the IT companies will experience a revenue growth of approximately 20% in 2025 compared to previous years. Now, what are the key drivers of growth in the Russian IT industry, which is leading the way among all the major sectors of the Russian economy in terms of its contribution to GDP? The primary reason is the ongoing global trend of information technology becoming increasingly embedded within the economy, and that's a trend which has persisted over the past few years. Now, it's evident, as we know, that artificial intelligence is the primary catalyst for industry growth in the current business environment. Moreover, the country's import substitution policy plays a significant role in allowing Russian IT companies to grow and increase their revenues and their contribution to the country's GDP, says Dalitzen. Government support, of course, is extremely important. I mean, this is always ongoing. And firstly, it should be noted that there's reduced insurance premiums for IT businesses. There's also, these are being extended through 2026. And secondly, software developers are exempt from charging on VAT. Now, this is a very significant support measure. Thirdly, IT companies benefit from a reduced corporate income tax rate. Now, these tax incentives are a significant driver of growth for the new industry, as you would imagine, and they are helping to expand more rapidly than traditional economic mainstay industries. But for every ruble invested by the state in support measures for the IT industry, the state actually receives more than 2 rubles back in return. So within ongoing government support, the industry is poised for sustained growth, and the industry will continue to focus on automating business operations, including the use of artificial intelligence. Now, it's evident that in the banking sector, telecommunications, retail, manufacturing are all now openly expressing their involvement and interest in this area. Consequently, the IT sector's contribution to GDP in Russia will continue its sustained growth, including through the efforts of IT departments in other industries, according to Grigorenko. Anyway, that's the situation with the Russian IT sector. Thank you for watching, and do svidaniya, which means until I see you again, and may your God be with you. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.